Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, and today is going to be very interesting because today we got the reveal of the $1,000 Death Star. The set has been rumored for a long time and it finally got revealed today. The live stream did turn out to be this set. This is the most expensive set that LEGO has ever made, not just most expensive LEGO Star Wars, just the most expensive LEGO set in existence. I have not heard if it's the biggest yet. I do not think it is bigger than Millennium Falcon, which is kind of funny since it is 150 more than the Millennium Falcon, I do believe. And it isn't even bigger, but that's just how it is. But this set did get revealed earlier today, but we have had leaked images of this set for a while now, and I mean, my opinion with this set is I think LEGO could have done better, and I will get more in depth with that for a moment, but I do think the idea is cool here. Just taking a look at it is very interesting. But in this video specifically, we are going to talk about the minifigures in the set, the build and design of the set, and then the price, and along with the gift with purchase, which I'm just going to inform you now, you will hate the gift with purchase like a lot of other people have. But we are going to go ahead into the minifigures. So in this set, we have a total of 38 minifigures. The ones that are duplicated are the Imperial Gunners, Royal Guards, Stormtroopers. Those are just the ones that have like the same outfit, not necessarily the same like headpiece. We do have some nice minifigures here with the Imperial Dignitary, Admiral Yularen, Director Krennic. Galen Erso is new and exclusive. The Hot Tub Stormtrooper is probably the best minifigure in this set, which is funny. And the Hot Tub Stormtrooper is also the only minifigure that has dual molded legs, which I think is ridiculous. All of the officers should have them. The Imperial crew members should have them. There's just a lot of issues with them. And then taking a look at them here, you can see Galen Erso kind of has like a book in his hands. I think those are the Death Star plans. There should be more than 6 Stormtroopers, I think, and I'll get more into that once I'm in the build and design. But also, the one big thing is the Imperial Dignitary should have printing on his like cloak thing. It just looks sad and boring like that. And then, like I said, all of the Imperial officers should really have the dual molded legs. I don't really think there's that much arm printing either. I think the only one that probably has arm printing in the set is going to end up being the Darth Vader. And then, of course, with Emperor Palpatine, we have the pupilless Sith eyes, which just look terrible. So as far as the minifigures go, LEGO definitely did not give us the best they could, which is really what you would expect in a $1,000 UCS set. So getting into the build and design of the set here, I know a lot of people were originally thinking that this set was going to be a full sphere, and I do agree that that is the way it should have been. It should have been a full sphere, but I do feel like the idea here is like there. They wanted to make it like flat enough where it could be on a shelf, and you could still like have the circle of the Death Star, but I still feel like they could easily have done this as a UCS set, but make it like $700 or $800, not $1,000. That's just not it. But the worst thing probably about this build is, and this will shock you, this is the back of the set. It looks atrocious. There's like nothing covering it. I mean, I would have thought they would have at least like made it all gray in the back, and they could have added like a little bit of a trench run Easter egg, put maybe like a mini X-Wing and TIE Fighter in there. I mean, obviously they wouldn't have had to cover up the window and the Palpatine thing, but this back section just looks terrible. The bright red with the elevator and the brown at the trash compactor, it just looks bad here. But apart from that, there's definitely a lot of like cool areas in this build where you can tell LEGO like tried their best to make it like as deep as possible. Like here you can see we have Han and Chewie in the elevator, and just so you know, I have mentioned the elevator a bit, but the elevator does actually like move up and down the build, I believe. I think there's a knob at the top, and then a bunch of Technic pieces will move it. And then here we have Princess Leia can fit in her like prison chamber, and then she's not like crammed in there. But taking a look at this picture here, this one's the most interesting to me because it shows how you build the set, And honestly, at first it kind of looked like it was photoshopped to like end, but then I realized that it was supposed to be this way. But I feel like the building process of this thing is probably not going to be that fun, because I feel like if you put too much pressure like on the floor of one room, it would like collapse the ceiling onto another room. And I feel like, I mean, once the set's put together, there's not going to be any stability issues, but I feel like if you put too much pressure on the thing building this, it could easily like damage and you would have to restart. But taking a look here at some of the rooms, I definitely like the Imperial Meeting Room. I think the building design in the back was very nice. It does seem a little crammed though, and then the 3 empty seats I do think are nice, and obviously Director Krennic can go in them, one of them, and then you can either have the other 2 empty, or I feel like if you wanted to, you could use other Imperial officers, like ones from the TIE Bomber and stuff. The other really nice room is the final duel set, and I really like this picture because of the like blue lighting that's going into the window, and I feel like if LEGO had included like a light brick or something in the set, it would have made it a lot more worth it, but it's really not. And then the other thing with this build is it pretty much is a smaller version of the final duel diorama we have. But then the other area here is the Imperial Hangar Rack, which I do think is nice, and we have like the nice star background and a nice view of the Imperial shuttle. But the one thing I do notice here is there's like this big gap down here where it looks like there's like an elevator thing. I don't know if there's like an actual lift. I know there was in like the old Death Stars. And then obviously we do know the location of the hot tub. It's in like the upper part across from the Palpatine's throne room area, and it is just a 1-seater hot tub, but it is still funny and a nice reference. So overall, with the build on this one, I see where LEGO was going, but I really don't think it's worth $1,000. And then the one other thing that we really get in this build is the Imperial Shuttle, which I do feel like they could have done a little better on this. I feel like the top wing is too long, and then the like front of it looks a little weird. But I mean, I feel like LEGO definitely could have done better in a lot of areas all over this set. And I know I said that a bunch, and I'm probably going to say it a lot more, because we are now moving on to the price section. So looking at the price of this set on LEGO.com, it does say $999.99 or $1,000, and it'll honestly be a little more with tax. It'll probably be around like $1,010 probably with tax, and if you do ship it, it'll be much worse. This set will probably not be in like your local Target or a Walmart. You'll probably only be able to find it at a LEGO store or on like websites. I don't think you're ever going to see this on a shelf in Target. Not because like it'll be flying on the shelves, but I feel like LEGO probably wouldn't want a really expensive set laying out, but it would also be kind of hard to steal this thing since the box is so big. But the other interesting thing about this is to entice people to buy this in its first week, we get this wonderful, terrible TIE Fighter gift with purchase. This is this is terrible. I don't know what else to say here. It looks terrible for a TIE Fighter. Its proportions are off. In gift with purchases, I mean, it's nice we get 3 minifigures, but we're supposed to get like exclusive ones. And the funniest thing for this about me is that on LEGO.com, this is listed to be worth $35, which is actually $5 more than the Camino Trading Facility gift with purchase, and I think that is just terrible. This thing has a bad, like, it looks like a 4+ TIE Fighter, but worse. And honestly, this thing, like, it's only gonna go with the Death Star. This isn't something where, like, if you ordered it off like eBay or something, like, and I don't even know why you would want to do that with this. I understood it with the other gift with purchase, but like, this thing is not going to be worth it. None of these minifigures are exclusive. I mean, the pilot might have arm printing. So basically, when it comes down to the price of this set, this thing is not worth $100. This is not a good set. I feel like LEGO could have definitely done better here. There are things I like about this set, like the throne room is nice, the hangar is nice, the Imperial meeting room's nice. One thing I forgot to mention is like the area leading up to the cannon is very nice, along with the actual laser but there are some issues with the build, and then there's a lot of issues with the minifigures and the lack of dual molded legs. So overall, when it comes down to the final question, is this Death Star good? It is not. I feel like LEGO could have done better, and I'm really hoping LEGO releases some sort of different type of Death Star thing in the next couple years to satisfy fans that aren't willing to spend $1,000 on this set, which I frankly feel like a lot of fans are not. Well, folks, that is all for the $1,000 Death Star. This set will be releasing on October 1st with the retail price of $1,000. This will be releasing alongside the TIE Fighter gift with purchase and the Gingerbread AT-AT, which I do have a video about the AT-AT. Go ahead and check it out on my channel. But I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy learning about this thing, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I personally think this is a big fumble by LEGO. They could have done so much better. I feel like the only way this could have been better, if they still wanted this basic idea, is to make the back like kind of round, all gray, and then have the like a mini trench run. That's the only thing I really feel like they could have done, because the back just looks atrocious. But you are supposed to have it up against a wall, but I feel like LEGO sets are supposed to be aesthetically pleasing from all angles. But that is it for the episode. I hope you enjoyed learning about the $1,000 Death Star. I will not be getting this set, so don't expect a review of it. I am not that rich, and even if I did have the money, I would not buy this thing. But that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy. We do have a goal for 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and then make sure you tune in for the next one.